Hello guys, just trying to get this into focus. That's a little bit better, I think. It's like this camera's just really is a pain in the backside. I've had enough. Anyway, so there's not a lot to say. A normal standard 50p. I would do a close-up, but things are happening here that are stopping me from doing that now. So, but you can see that that's a pretty dirty coin. Oh, I've got to put my gloves on. What have we got next? Going down in scale. Right, 20p's. I will do a close-up, as I say. 1993. What's that, 32 years old? Yeah, it must be. At least it's survived the trials of time. And I think this phone keeps shifting. It's so slippery. See, it doesn't matter what surface it's on. But I am getting a tripod with a camera mount. So things will be looking up if you want me to carry on. If you don't, then it doesn't really matter. I can use it for other purposes. Look at this. Are you sure? Okay, I'm going to have to change it round to a different position. No, it's just slipping. Hang on a minute. I know what the problem is. I've just worked it out. That's better. Thank you very much. That's worked a treat. Sorry about that. I just didn't... it was on a slope. But it is so very slippery, this... I'm using a block of wood, would you believe? 1987. So that is 30... no, not 33. Hang on, I've got to do my maths now. 25 plus 13 is 38 years old. What was the one before that? I thought it was earlier than that. Oh, 93. Sorry. Because this is even older. And look, for a 20p piece, it's in blooming good condition, really. I mean, it's got all the edge knot rubbish going on, but the actual face of the coin is pretty good. Actual fact, this is one of the better ones I've ever seen. The G always looks like a C, but then when you think of the size of it, it's not surprising. But the W gets a fair crack. I don't like the coin, to be honest. I really don't like the old 20p piece. The new one, well, it's got its faults, but you know, coin's a coin, I suppose. Can't really grumble about it, can you? Now look at these gems. I got these are yesterday's coins. Look at that. That is brand spanking new. You wouldn't I've shown you coins before that are brand spanking new that you get in your change. but this is a good one. What's the date on this? The date on this is 2022. And the O has travelled too far to the edge. The 0 has travelled too far to the edge. It's just in. Just in. Not just in as in a name. I wouldn't want to be getting confused with Ralph. Can't see anything wrong with that. I mean, it's pristine. It's absolutely pristine. The dots to the back of her head are probably dirt from where it's been in my pocket. It's great. So let's see what the other side's like. Oh, that is wonderful. That is absolutely 10 out of 10 for the Royal Mint. No swelling around the beading. No swelling at all. That is absolutely perfect. The claw or the foot of the lion, you really cannot moan at this. I think there is something going on, but I can't until I do a close-up with this here, what I'm pointing to. Unfortunately, now I'm looking, there is the evidence, which I keep telling you about, of blobs of metal around the towel. I don't know whether you can see that. It is there, I'm afraid to say, but the close-up of these will be very interesting. But what a brilliant coin. Yeah, there's some sort of it might not be dirt, it might be where it's just been in my pocket or where it's come out the change bag, blah blah blah. I mean, there's very little wear. Very little wear. I would imagine this change bag that it came in must have been really new. So you could sell these as BU. We haven't done the roof. Yes, we did. We did do the roof because it's 2022. So I'm assuming that the other one that I've got, which is, because when I saw this coming into my change, I felt really. I nearly said to him, "Have you got any more?" Is this 22? Yeah, this is 2022 as well. The 0 is in. It's much better than the other one. The A has gone considerably in Elizabeth. The A has gone considerably onto the close to the inner part. I suppose you would call that the rim, really, from the indentation to this part, to the outer coin. I suppose you would call that the rim. I mean, there is no such thing as a rim on this coin as far as I'm aware. It's just flat. Oh yeah, look, we've sailed close here with the D. You know, it's such a shame. But again, you can see edge knocks and that. It just goes to prove, you know, just being in a coin bag along with other coins, how it picks up. I can't think that these are not brand new, because they are spiffing. Let's turn this one over. But knowing what these coins are and what they can be like, I've got to say, this is the best thing I've seen from the Royal Mint. these 20p's, these new ones. I can't see any swelling around the beading. The MDs are perfect for Michael Dent. Oh look, again, there's one. It looks like, I can't say until I get it under the magnifier, but there's beading, blobs of metal running along the tail again. I'm going to beg to differ on the claw. I think it's sailed too close to the edge, and again we've got something there. I don't know what that is until I look under the magnifier. Very interesting. Be very interesting. So I'm looking forward to that, which I should do later on. Here we come down. Mind you, this is quite shiny. To the lower. I might have to get this into focus. Yeah, it's shiny, but it's not new, that's for sure. Everything's there. The two strings are there, which is depends on the year. Until we turn it over, I can't really sort of comment on it. But the two strings are there, and the heads. Again, I can't say until I see it under the magnifier. My eyes are just too bad. Probably all just staring at these coins. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Nothing else wrong with it, mind you. Let's have a look at the date. What's the date on this beauty? Oh, it's old. 2015. Flipping heck. Well, there's another gobsmack for you. The only thing I can see straight off the bat is the rim is wider here than it is there. That's the only thing. You can see the reading on the edge. You can see it on the shadow as well. Beautiful coin. Only 10 years old, mind you, but that's still 10 years. Yeah, it's going to be interesting doing the close-up on this. It really is. That is quite... See, if they took all the old coins out of circulation, which they won't, obviously, because of the cost, it seems that coinage does hold out. Um, 2001 2 pence. It's looking... The Elizabeth is looking faint. Compared to the Beth, the Eliz looks worn. Now that could be a washout, but it would be very minor if it is. Very minor. But the head, the Queen's head doesn't look detailed as well, so it might not be. I've not got that. Sorry, not got that in full view, have I? 2001, so that's 24 years old. for 24 years old, this ain't bad, is it? It really is not bad. Looking at the rim, there's no real damage like the other coins we've been seeing with me. Yeah, I'm impressed with this lot, I tell you. Impressed. Well, we come back to the only critical thing with this 2p so far as I'm looking at it is I know I'm not pronouncing that right, that DIN, never learnt it at school, so not my fault. The ick is a bit hard to see as well, so that's going to be a close-up magnify job. But again, this coin is really good for his age. 24 years. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But that's it, guys. As I say, I will keep doing the change of the day, and until such time, if I don't get any sort of feedback, proper feedback as well, I don't see where I can go, because I feel like all I'm doing is doing nothing really but just showing you what the coins are in your change. So there you go. And if I get any little gems that crop up like those 20 pence pieces, because I do get excited, I must admit, after looking at so much rubbish, when you get something decent, it really does excite me. I really like it. I don't know. Maybe I like coins too much. I don't think there's anyone out there that... Well, I know there's one person, because we communicate in messages for comments. Like I say, I was very impressed with the poppy coins. I mean, they are very good. They're worth what everybody should have one on their mantle. That's what I'd say. If you really want to pay tribute to these war that passed over people, that's the way to do it. Rather than listening for a bang and stop 2 minutes and that's it, have something there that's every day. That, you know, we're lucky. We're lucky we've not gone to war. But the Bible says there, in the end days, there will be rumours of wars. And that's exactly what we've got. And we've got wars. But the media won't let us forget it. That's it, guys. Thank you very much. I will post it straight away.